Hello, hello, ladies and gelatins. Welcome to another Thursday full of some stray guys. Let's get started pretty quickly. Just, I guess a reminder of what happened last time. So at the very end of the stream, we lost Freddy. However, I thought about it. I thought about it in between streams, and I have come to the current and very possible belief that we will go to the underworld. Why is that? So basically, the underworld not only is like a super constant part of all like Greek mythology, it's so common and so like basically a trope to go to the underworld to get someone back that like I feel like that's something that could happen here because they've done a cameo of so many aspects of Greek mythology already. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. Also because Persephone is a main character. This is another reason why I think that this might happen. So obviously this, I don't know. This is just me guessing and honestly hoping because I refuse to come to terms with what happened. So we shall see. We shall see, right? I mean, is everyone in the underworld? What does the underworld actually look like in this like modern version of this? I would love to find out, and I really, really hope we do. So let's do it. Yeah, like there's no choice. We go here. Chivo for finishing Act 2. Yep, that makes sense. That would be the end of an act, wouldn't it?
I'm sorry it came to this, Grace. It's clear what your friend meant to you.
I mean, I don't necessarily think it should have been me. I don't think that makes sense. Like, it's like, because sacrificing yourself for another, like, she made that choice. So, like, saying, no, it should have been me who died, it's kind of insane, but still, I think it's better to acknowledge her.
Her name is Freddy. Was Freddy. She was more than just my friend.
Yes, I see that. Grace, is that how Calliope died? Was she also attacked by the Furies? Do you remember?
Yeah. She meant to use the mirror, but she never had the chance before they came.
No doubt sent by the same person. Perhaps for the same reason.
Yes.
Who could send the Furies after me? Even Hecate had no idea who possessed that kind of power.
No one does, not these days. Hecate herself would have been my guess. Zeus might have, in his role as king of old Olympus, but he is long gone.
Clearly someone can do it.
Unless they weren't summoned. They could have been responding to something you did unwittingly, something Calliope also did. And what that could be? I'm afraid I have no clue.
Hey, Ripsticks. Good to see you. I'm doing good. You know, it's holidays. Holidays coming up. Last day classes today. That was pretty good. And now we're playing this game, which I just, I was in a very sad mood at the end of this game the last time, and now the mood is still supposed to be somber, but I'm feeling good because of holiday spirit. So, and because I have still hope that we're going to the underworld still. So let's see.
What are the Furies? They didn't seem like people.
Think of them as forces of nature, but an aspect mortals rarely encounter. They're older than any idol. They were created to enforce the ancient laws.
There are ancient laws now?
Well, there were. Laws even the idols had to obey from the earliest days of old Olympus. Even if they still existed and you'd broken one, we would all know. These are not petty crimes one stumbles into.
Very curious what these old laws are, because that seems like a bit of a, I'm not going to say Chekhov's gun here, but at least foreshadowing. How you doing, Ribsticks? How's life on your end?
If the Furies are so powerful, why did they stop? They just stabbed Freddy and left.
They're not assassins, Grace. They exist to punish. They demanded blood, and blood was taken. It didn't need to be yours.
So if Freddy hadn't interfered...
They wouldn't have rested, not ever, until they had their due.
I know Calliope was there to use the mirror, but it was just feeling. I still don't understand why.
There's only one use for that mirror, to speak to the Fates.
Yeah, okay, but why?
The Fates know all that is or will be. Destiny is theirs to command, or so it's said. One contacts them either to know one's fate, or to change it. Not that the Fates are likely to oblige.
If only we had someone who also could know the future.
Can these fates really control the future?
They control the fate of all beings. I imagine it's they who give Apollo his powers, and they who write Hecate's books.
So someone really didn't want Calliope messing with them.
Or you, it seems.
Could it have been the fates? Maybe they don't like being called on now for anything.
They're not known to be vindictive. If they don't want to answer, they simply won't.
I don't know what to do. We still have no idea why Calliope wanted to talk to the fates.
Well, there is another way to ask them.
I wondered how long that would take. Hecate is enraged. She's threatened to close off the reliquary entirely and forever. Athena is beside herself.
How long have you been standing there?
Long enough. You just had to keep pushing, didn't you? Until you got what you wanted.
This isn't about me. We're out of options, Apollo, and you know there's only one other way to contact the Fates.
Oh, how convenient.
What? We didn't do anything to you, Apollo.
Enough, both of you. This isn't helping anyone.
May I explain it to Grace, or do you have another option, Apollo? If so, now's the time. I thought not. The Fates will respond to the ruler of Hades, the true underworld and realm of the dead. What I propose is that we go there and take back the throne that was stripped from me.
Go into the underworld. Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Let's get Freddy back.
Is that something we can do? Just go to the land of the dead and, overthrow it?
Truth be told, there isn't much to overthrow. Few mortals still believe in Hades, and thus its halls have been nearly empty for eons.
So how do you...
The throne itself is the key, both symbolically and literally. Claim it, and Hades is yours.
But you can't claim it because you're barred from Hades.
By a rule that we would need to break were we to do this, yes.
Let's break a rule.
How do we get to Hades? Do we need a key, like the reliquary?
Athena took my key, and the entrance at Lake Avernus was sealed long ago, which leaves only Hermes.
They won't take you.
They might, if you ask them to. Then why did you come, Apollo? To gloat? To wish Grace well? Or to actually help? Get us there. I'll lead us to the throne, and Grace can speak with the Fates. It's simple.
So if we go to Hades and, find your throne, how much trouble would that get us into, exactly?
A great deal.
It's not as if Athena could execute Grace a second time.
But she's already been warned
true.
about breaking more rules.
The responsibility of this will be mine. Let Athena try to take my throne again.
I'm
Okay.
in.
No need to keep selling me on it. I'm in.
You are?
Yeah. I need to punch something really hard. Or overthrow hell. I'm good with either of those things.
Did you see that, Apollo? You see, that is what a backbone looks like.
I can't. I'm sorry, but this is a step too far.
But Freddy is down
And consider this, Apollo. Grace's mortal friend was slain by the Furies. According to the old laws.
Her soul is in Hades.
there. Yep, there we go.
Wait, what? Freddy's in Hades? What? Persephone, why didn't you lead with that?
I didn't want it to seem like I was playing on your sympathy, Grace.
That's fair.
But you'll
Also, I
play
thought I
on
figured
mine.
it out on my own.
Fine. I'll get you into Hades. But I'm not going with you.
If that's what you prefer, by all means.
It's fine, Hermes. Get this over with.
Yes. Yes. Overthrow Hades. Absolutely.
Shall I wait here, or...
No. I'm not gonna lie to them. Hermes has always treated me fairly.
Oh, hey, if it isn't Apollo and Grace and, Persephone. Wow, the whole gang, huh?
I'm afraid I have to call in that favor. I need you to take Grace and Persephone to Hades.
Oh, man, I don't know. Athena specifically said I wasn't supposed to take anyone, you know? No matter what.
Oh, this is pointless. They're never gonna help us, Apollo.
Can I ask what's going on? Nobody ever tells me anything, and you want me to get in huge trouble, but for what?
Hermes liked Freddy. Yeah, exactly.
Freddy's dead, Hermes.
What? When did that happen?
She was killed by the Furies. That means she's in Hades. Probably. I have to try to find her there. You're her friend too. I know you wouldn't want to abandon her.
I love how I completely guessed this entire thing. This
Okay.
made me very happy.
Signal when you need to come back.
You sure?
Yeah, feels like the right thing.
Be careful, Grace.
Thank you,
And
Hermes.
remember, the underworld doesn't give up its shades without a price.
I think I can tell her the rules, Apollo. Let's go.
I mean, I basically, it was literally this thing. Before we started, like, it was just like, okay, Freddy died, but, like, the underworld is such a huge part of this, and Persephone, that, like, I figured, I'm like, wait, hold on. And I stopped being sad, because I'm like,
Welcome
no,
to the real underworld.
we're gonna go to the underworld. And then we, like, immediately did. I thought maybe it would happen later, but it was immediate.
Wow. It feels so empty. So lonely.
It's not completely empty. Neither is the throne, for that matter. A bitter shade named Orpheus has been squatting on it since my exile. I fully expect he'll be waiting for us.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I wasn't sad for the whole week, though, because I was just like, we're going to Otherworld.
Who is this Orpheus? The name sounds familiar.
It should. His is a popular tale among mortals regarding how he once came to the underworld to retrieve his love, Eurydice, and left with nothing. Hades tricked him, you see, and with Hades dead, the blame has evidently fallen to me.
So he's not a fan of yours?
We'll sing to
He
him.
is not a fan, no. Not that it matters.
You didn't think to mention earlier that the throne was occupied?
Because it's irrelevant. Orpheus isn't an idol. He's just an angry little man clinging to an existence that doesn't want him any longer.
That's
And
fair.
what are we supposed to do? Organize an armed resistance? Challenge him to a duel?
That's what you're here for.
I'm gonna
Singing.
fight him?
Oh, you'll see.
So there's gonna be a fight? Good. I need something to punch.
Don't get too excited, Grace. Orpheus is hardly a worthy foe.
Really? Even though he took your throne?
He took an empty throne after I left. That does not make him a king. Just someone else that's in my way.
In our way, you mean?
Yes, in our way.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, so there's an angry ghost sitting on your throne. Anything else about this trip you've neglected to mention?
Come. It's time to cross the Styx.
It's nice and spooky. Maybe we'll get to see Elysium, though. Hi, Two here, too. Good to see you. How you doing? How you doing?
The ferryman will come soon. As we are not dead, you will need to convince him you are worthy of passage. State your case clearly and with determination.
Yeah, I don't know. Persephone is very straightforward about things, and I appreciate that, but at the same time, so I was like, it's not a need-to-know basis. Oh, the ferryman is huge.
I am Persephone, also known as Despoina and Core Sotiera, once queen of the underworld, and shall be again. No, Corone, I did not bring you any cards. I am not here to entertain you.
Just say who I am or here to what I want. I am here to save Freddy, though, but I am also the last muse.
Hey there! I'm Grace, Idol, and last of the muses.
That's not how I thought she was going to do it.
Is that enough?
Of course she's a muse. Why would she lie about such a thing? He says he's always liked the muses, and that you're very pretty. No, she didn't. Neither of us brought games to play with you, Corone. Stop asking.
We can definitely find something to play.
Oh, I'm sure we can come up with something to amuse him.
Yes!
See? You don't even need to interpret that for me.
Yes, what fun. Thank you for encouraging him.
Listen, I like games.
Let's get
So I'm
underway,
into it.
Corone. It's a long ride to the throne room.
We could play I Spy. Not a lot to spy down here, though. Oh, hooray, now chat is working for you. That's good.
I wouldn't touch that.
Music time.
Way too much for you. Overload you. Blow a fuse. Every story. Every memory winds up here in the water. I used to dream that this river would rise, swallow the anger, tears in my eyes, then suddenly I was found alone. I destroyed Hades, but was denied his throne.
Really is dead here, isn't it?
Everything here is fading away. She needs her queen.
We're here for Freddy, too.
I killed the king fair and square. They had no right to take it from me.
Oh, I totally understand her.
A child in a garden, a prize for a king, property, bound and gagged with silver and satin. I gutted a god. This hell is mine. Won't let it be.
Thank you so much, Tuihiro. I appreciate it. So glad to have the support.
Someone's coming.
Try not to interrupt the song.
There's music floating through. Someone's coming. And it has me singing too.
I didn't see your eyes
We
glow.
have visitors. I think we all know what to do. To the throne room. This bard's about to meet a muse.
There's someone singing with us.
That would be Orpheus.
Is he a muse?
Oh, he's so much more than that.
Someone's
We
coming.
might have a problem.
A wolf is waiting in the
This
tomb.
bard's already
Someone's
dead,
coming.
but you can defeat him.
I can feel them howling at the
My
moon.
help.
Don't forget why we came here.
There's a name here
I won't forget,
that reeks
but you
of
can bet he
enemy.
knows someone's coming.
It's about
Oh.
time, Persephone.
Orpheus,
He's hot too.
Ivan, what happened to the music?
I have been waiting for you, Persephone, for so long. And you brought a muse. Hi. Lovely tune, by the way. Can't remember the last time I collaborated with someone so talented. No offense, Betty.
Literally muse? Oh.
To my underworld. Let me treat you to a song. A welcome gift. I have the floor. It is mine, after all. Muse. Any requests? Questions?
What's your problem with Persephone?
Do, do, do. Loop it. Do, do, do.
Oh my god. She's not having it.
I didn't do what I was told, didn't know that it was all a game. I didn't think that he would do it. Then Eurydice was gone. And Persephone, you stood right beside him and said, what a shame. He was always gonna kill her and you knew it. And I never got to have my revenge. My pain never ends. I see you now. Persephone won't turn my back. I won't turn my back on you again.
I beg your pardon. I wanna behave properly. It's not your song. You better stay open. She's a friend and a god.
The throne is for me. I won't let it be forgotten.
Persephone, your part in this will never be forgotten.
The throne was stolen after I murdered the king. You should be grateful and thank me for everything. And yet you scream like a boy. You kick the ground. I was a slave.
Eurydice is gone because you did nothing.
Orpheus, there was nothing I could do.
I saw your whispers, poison behind your king.
Wasn't me.
If I cannot have my revenge, you're the next best thing.
His bark is louder than anyone's bite, and he's no match for your godly might.
You're right. Killing is so unbecoming.
That's never stopped you before.
I did what I had to, Bard.
As do I, my former queen. As do I.
We made a bargain. Now I doubt everything. Promise me you're not using me. I told you we're here for Freddy. We're wasting our time.
It's not where I thought that was gonna go.
Child cannot see.
Can't let it be
Forgotten.
throne doesn't belong to you, and you know it.
If I didn't do what I was told, I'd be dragged across the palace floor. Hades can't hurt us anymore. But Eurydice is still gone. For what it's worth, you've my apology. But I assure you, nothing more. For deep down you know that there's no revenge.
The pain never ends.
The pain never ends.
There's no revenge.
This was never gonna end the way you wanted to. And I won't turn my back. I won't turn my back on you again.
I had forgotten how sweet a melody could be. Such thoughts become clouded in this place. Forgive me, my lady of the night.
Can't we help him more?
An empty chair for an empty kingdom.
But like, maybe you can make some changes around here. Plus, you know, owning it would be really important for Freddy.
Don't tell me you've decided you don't want it. After everything we went through to get it?
It's not that.
Then what? This is what you've craved ever since the chorus stripped it from you. Take your victory lap.
I like the way you think, truly. I can only hope that somewhere Hades can see me, sitting on his chair.
Now for the bad news.
Don't get too excited. We came here for a reason, remember?
I do remember. I lied. Even if we could find Freddy, you couldn't bring her back. The laws of death are not so easily circumvented.
How
And the
dare?
fates?
No way.
They will not help you or anyone. Even if you could speak to them, they will not care. And never have.
So why are we here? Why are we here? Why did you lie?
You lied. To me? To Apollo? To Hermes?
I thought it such a small transgression to regain this throne. I would have said anything.
Why? You can break the heart.
I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, you're you. And I believed what I wanted to believe.
Grace,
But it all worked out, right? You got what you came for. And I got exactly nothing. Just like you planned.
At the very least, I had hoped we might find your friend's spirit.
Why? We can't bring her back.
I wouldn't give up so easily.
Not without great sacrifice, no. No, the rules of death are clear. Yet you might have spoken to her.
We can still look.
I know what it's like not to get the chance to say goodbye.
Freddy, you're here.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually been watching you since you arrived. It's not like there's much else going on.
Fred,
No, don't even start, Grace. I made my decision. I don't regret it one bit.
How did you cross the river Styx? Yeah, she is manipulative, but like, I can understand why she doesn't trust anyone with the truth, because she doesn't believe that if she tells people the truth that they'll, you know, help her with the thing. Because, like, honestly, if she just told me 100% the truth, it was just to reclaim her throne and just to have the chance to even talk to Freddy, I would have been down. At the same time, like, I'm still not giving up on this.
but you sacrificed yourself. For me.
Well, yeah. I'd do anything for you, Grace. Hey, what was the alternative? I let the Furies kill you instead? That's not how this story ends.
This isn't a story, Fred.
You're wrong. It is a story. And you need to finish it. Without me. Hey, no.
I guess this is it, huh?
Why are we giving up?
Almost. I found someone while I was down here. Someone you really need to meet.
How does that work? How does that work? The what? So every...
Calliope? This... You can't be real. Your soul is inside Grace.
My Eidolon is inside Grace. The rest of me... I'm here, Persephone.
That is how... I'm still confused.
I don't get it. I thought the Eidolon was Calliope's soul. But if that's true, then...
The Eidolon is what makes us an idol, but it's not our soul. Each of us adds a piece to it as it passes on.
But what about the memories?
The memories are but a reflection. And after the Eidolon is passed on, old memories become a reflection of a reflection. That's why the idols have forgotten so much. You knew this truth once, Persephone. Long ago.
How do you know this, Calliope?
I guess you two were better acquainted than you said. Huh, Persephone?
We parted ways years ago. Persephone couldn't take my lectures any longer.
I'd take them now. I miss them.
No, you don't. Think about how bitterly we argued at the end. Don't blame yourself. Not when there are so many fond memories to cherish instead.
We need to know what happened to you, Calliope. How did you die?
Why didn't you come to me? If you were in trouble, I would have protected you.
I know you would have. But I couldn't let you be drawn into Apollo's prophecy as well.
Apollo's prophecy?
He didn't tell you? No. I don't suppose he could have. It's a long story.
Literally, our only lead is the literal ghost of the person who is also a part of us. We have time.
I don't know about you, but I have all the time in the world. Okay, yeah, bad joke. But I really do need to hear this.
Apollo delivered, with great reluctance, a prophecy that said I needed to die.
And who did he deliver this prophecy to?
Athena.
No.
Then she sent the Furies after me when I went to the reliquary. I barely escaped. I fled back to the mortal world. To you.
Okay.
Why did you go to the reliquary? We know about the mirror, but
You wanted to annul the prophecy.
And
You
the
can do
Fates are
that.
the only ones who could, if they would even help me. I doubted it, but I was desperate. I never got the chance to ask. Someone told Athena where I was going, and she must have realized what I meant to do.
But how did she get the Furies to attack you? They aren't pets. You didn't break any of the old laws.
I don't know. Maybe it's something the ruler of the idols can do. But you'd have to ask Athena.
So all the questions.
you went to Pan for the key to the reliquary, right?
Yes. He's the reason I knew about Nyx's mirror, actually. He told me about it long ago.
He told Medusa where you went. She, I expect, told Athena.
Oh, Pan couldn't have known what it would mean. I didn't explain.
That's it. You forgive him, just like that.
I'm sure he feels guilty enough, my love.
Why come to me? Of all the places you could have run to, why come to my apartment?
Because I was dying.
But I couldn't save you. I barely even knew you.
I was wandering the streets that night, wondering if I should go to the reliquary or just flee. And I heard you singing. I followed you home after to see where you lived. I didn't know what would happen to me, but I thought, just in case, I knew I had to hold out until I reached you.
I don't blame you, in case you're wondering.
You don't?
You didn't ask for all this to happen.
Also, she was gonna choose us anyways.
You did the best you could, Calliope.
Thank you for saying that, Grace. Truly.
Apollo hates using his power. Why would he have given a prophecy to Athena?
Because she demanded it. She was desperate.
How did you even find out?
Apollo was horrified after he delivered the prophecy, and he refused to stay silent. And he came to warn me. He was torn. Telling me meant I was locked into it. I still think he did the right thing. Though I expect he disagrees.
What was the prophecy? Surely I need to hear it.
Let's get specific.
If I tell you, you'll be locked into it. Just like me.
But the prophecy doesn't just say you have to die. There's more to it, right? They always require interpretation.
Apollo told Athena that. He begged her not to jump to conclusions, but maybe she was right.
Well, she's
I don't
obviously
believe
never.
that. Athena's got tunnel vision. She must be wrong.
Athena wanted to know if there was a way to save the idols. The answer was this. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives.
And I'm the last muse.
And now you know the prophecy.
Okay. What else could, as long as the last muse lives? I mean, but like, it could just be like this particular one, and like now that it's us, we can still have it. Can the idols continue? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's definitely interpretation for it, so.
That's it then. Now we know the whole truth.
We need to confront Athena. Apollo, too, for not telling us what she'd done.
If he had, Grace would have been locked into the same fate as Calliope.
We don't know that.
Prophecies are weird.
I have to go back. And I have no idea what will happen. None of this seems real.
Time for sing. The hardest song in the game. Oh boy. All right.
So many years of history, the fights, the highs, the miseries. I'm so proud of you, but it's time to go. I never truly saw before how trapped we were, so far from shore. Great at the time, but it's time to go. It's time to go.
Nope. Refuse.
How can I let go now? I won't. It's just not fair. We took our first steps together. Now you'd have me walk alone. You were always there for me, from heartbreak and through injury. We'd do it again, but now it's time to go.
I guess I
It's
can.
time to go. It's time to go.
I read that one.
It was quick and so was I. I was not prepared to die, but Grace, I choose this, and I know you'll get by. It's time. So many years of history, the fights, the highs, the miseries. I'm so proud, Grace.
Freddie, I gave everything to watch you go. I know. Now it's time to go.
It's time to go.
But like, we can still visit though. Like, we literally are in good with the Queen of the Underworld. I also want to
You
know
can
what
try.
happens if you don't. Because like the problem is, it's like, oh, I'd give up anything. As soon as they're like anything, I'm like, oh, I don't trust that one bit. That's the problem with it. Should have phrased it a
And
little
I see
differently if they want it to
Freddie
be
isn't with you.
choosable.
I'm so sorry, Grace. Did you at least get to speak to the Fates?
Awesome happens.
Then what happened?
Awesome for realsies? I can't go back. I want to go back. Well, you picked the not getting rid of Freddy? Well, okay. I mean, I can always play a second time. But like, I see anything, but like, I started as red, so it's weird that I didn't choose red. But at the same time, like, I'm not locked into red. That's not necessarily the kind of person I am. But also, I'm the kind of like quick save, quick load kind of person. But I also told myself I wouldn't do that this time. So, okay. Another time. I'll just have to see what it looks like in another future. Because, like, I can go back and do it again. I can go back and find her again. I can go back and get her again.
Then we found Calliope.
Calliope, but her Eidolon is inside you. How
It
could...
doesn't work like that. The Eidolon is only a part of an idol. The rest just...
Calliope told us what happened. The prophecy, how you warned her, how you've been lying to us. You knew. You knew the truth this entire time, even when you said you were helping Grace.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Both games with another courage to do. Ooh. Ooh. All right. I have to check it out in the future, though. I have to check it out in the future. Can I, like, make a save file here? No, I can't. You can't make a save file and come back later. You just have to do it yourself. See what happens if you push back. Apparently, things are different.
You were trying to protect me, right? You didn't want me to share Calliope's fate?
I thought I could nudge you in the right direction. Help you find the truth without learning about the prophecy.
Well, you failed. We know it now.
Then it's done. You're locked into it.
Isn't the prophecy open to interpretation? Couldn't you be wrong about how it ends?
When am I not wrong, Grace?
That's right. Leave. It's what you're best at. I don't know how this will affect your trial. We could tell them what we've learned. Even without proof, it makes enough sense that Athena couldn't just brush it off. But if she believes you need to die in order to save the idols, if she truly believes that, it won't matter what anyone says.
Look, about what happened in Hades.
Which part? The part where I lied to get what I wanted? I won't apologize. You have to know me better than that. I intend to keep my promise. We go to the trial and I'll help you, even if it means overthrowing Athena. Calliope would approve.
But what about...
Just so you understand, our chances aren't good. I suggest you do whatever necessary to prepare.
Oh boy. Okay.
Great.
No, Freddy's hat. We said we were going to get her, and then we didn't get her back because I chickened out at the last minute and said, well, but it says anything. What does anything mean? It's not really fair if you don't know what you're giving up, right? And this game has been, honestly, I think part of the reason it's tough to click on those kind of things is because a lot of times it feels like the game is like, I want to click on something, and like, it's not, and it ends up not being what I want it to be. Or what I thought it was going to be, like a lot, like a surprising amount of the time. Like not always, but a lot of the time it's not that thing. So it's like hard to really be cool with that. Hard to really be like, yeah, I'm going to take risks because you don't really know what the risks are because the game is like really vague about like where things are going to go and things can go a totally different direction. Okay, I guess. All right. Well. Massive game changer for But I can't go back, so why are you taunting me with this? All right, well, fine. We'll see what happens then.
It's been difficult, looking at you and knowing a part of her was inside you. At first, when I thought you might have actually killed her, I was enraged. But I'm the one I should be angry at. I drove Calliope away. I wasted all that time being stubborn. And now she's gone.
Then you do the same with me.
I'm not Calliope. There's a part of her inside me, sure, but we're not the same person.
I didn't say you were.
But you think it, don't you? Somewhere in the back of your mind.
I don't know if I can do this. Us.
Oh, there are answers. And I mean, lying is generally not cool, so... But at the same time, this is really entertaining. But at the same time, this also is kind of like bridge burning. You know what?
That doesn't sound like the Persephone I know. She's never backed down from a challenge.
I keep wondering, do I like you because of you? Or because Calliope is a part of you? As you gain her memories, will you become more and more like her? Will you think of me as she did? You deserve more than that, Grace. I wouldn't blame you if you wanted no part of it.
Oh,
I
no.
don't know, honestly.
No
It's
promises?
It is. Even ignoring the part where I lied to you and betrayed you.
Oh, we're not ignoring that.
Yeah, even ignoring that.
Is it any easier out there? Do you miss being immortal, Grace?
Nah, it's like the same. It's been a week. But it's been a hell of a week. I mean, no, at least this is exactly the thing. Like, you know what to do. You know who you are, at least. I guess I'll start feeling lost again. But then being immortal, you won't really miss it because it's the same, except you have less time to do stuff. Ooh, drunk fighting games. How did that go? How'd that feel?
Miss a life of drudgery? Sure to end in death? Hell no. Even with the trial, this is still better.
Then you made the right decision in Hades.
I don't know.
Oh, they take you. They can
guess
take
so.
your godhood.
I imagine the choice will haunt you, won't it?
Oh, I bet they let you go back without the Eidolon. And then that technically fulfills Athena's part of the prophecy. And the same, so then you're cool. That's probably what it does. Which is pretty cool. That's a pretty cool way to do it, but I definitely want to see what happens for not doing that. Seems like even if I die, I end up hanging out with Freddy anyways, so.
Pan? Are you here? Pan! All right then. Guess I'll just head off.
I thought you didn't want to see me anymore. You're not here to yell at me, are you?
Now we here to chill. Maybe a bit. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, a little bit of alcohol is actually good for a lot of different performance-y things. Like, you gotta hit that perfect Balmer's peak where, like, you just have enough to just relax and loosen up and be stress-free about things. And I get the same way. I'm like, when I get a little bit drunk, I get just super giddy about everything, and everything is just super fun, and I just stop caring about stuff that, like, doesn't matter. It's great. It's also why I say I speak easier in Polish, but not better when I'm drunk, because it's true. Because I stop thinking so much and just sort of let words happen.
No, I just wanted to talk.
Oh. Now you've got my ears quivering, Grace. Whatever could we have to discuss?
I mean, braver, yeah, braver, easier. Like, I don't become better at speaking. I don't magically know words I didn't know before, but, like, it's more fluent, I suppose. It's a good thing you didn't wake up the roommates, but still, I mean, having fun is the most important thing. That's great. I'm glad you were having a good time. That's amazing. Like, honestly, that sounds fun.
I, could use your help, actually. Again.
Dearest Grace, if I knew another way to help you, do you truly think I wouldn't offer it?
Not freely, no.
Whoa. That's an
I
angle.
deserve that. It's true, but it still hurts to hear you say it. Ah, you've learned something. Something not altogether pleasant, I'm guessing. Tell you what, Grace. Let's indulge in one last transaction. Relay what you've learned, and I'll see if I've any advice to offer.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, where do I begin?
Well, of course it was Athena.
Wait, you knew?
No, how could I?
So what now?
Let the prophecy play out.
Huh?
Let it play out. It doesn't say the last muse will die. Just that she must for the idols to continue. Perhaps the idols shouldn't continue. Seems reasonable enough.
Interesting.
Oh, so just let the idols die off. You'd be okay with that?
Did the prophecy say precisely that? Prophecies can be such tricksy little bastards. Frankly, change is long overdue. Continuing on as we have been isn't appealing, and I doubt I'm the only one who thinks so. I'm rather looking forward to the trial now. How exciting.
I mean, yeah, just the titles continue as they are. They might just, yeah, for them to continue. For things to not change. No, things should change.
Oh, it's you. Paul comes in, mopier than his usual mopey self, and won't say a word about why. But of course, it's you.
Look, I know you care about Apollo. I'm not here to hurt him.
Uh-huh, yeah. And, why should I believe you?
Because I know he did what he did with the best of intentions.
That does sound like him, yeah. I guess I can go ask him if he wants to talk to you. Don't be surprised if he says no, though.
Please.
It's all right, Oracle.
There he is.
I think Grace and I need a moment alone, if you please.
Can we just go in the room where he was alone?
Oh, sure. Don't mind me. It's not like I was in the middle of anything.
Angry grabs snacks.
I didn't mean for it to end up this way.
No, they're definitely doing a very good job of showing us, like, hey, the Eidolons as they are all, like, super sad, and things do need to change. They need to actually grow with the times.
I know. It's okay, Apollo. You have to stop torturing yourself over this.
I wanted you to find out about Athena without learning the prophecy. To be honest, I was relieved when you chose Persephone, even though I was worried she might lead you astray.
I didn't know I was choosing.
When I first became Apollo, I was so sure I could help people. Help the world. I ignored the warnings. You have no idea how many lives I ruined before I stopped. I never should have given in to Athena. This one time, I thought that maybe it will be different.
It will be different. Things will be different.
I haven't given up. Prophecy or no prophecy. Neither should you.
You're right. You're right. I know you're right. I hope you can forgive me, Grace.
There's nothing to forgive.
There's nothing to forgive,
What?
Apollo. You did what you could for a friend. You didn't owe me anything.
I guess all that remains is the trial. Whatever happens, Grace, I'll be standing right there by you.
Yeah, we gotta get you out of your slump, buddy.
Thank you.
we go. Of course, the Freddy decision is one you make almost at the very end. But at least Persephone basically told me what happens. I'm like, oh, okay, now I know. That's cool.
So this is it. All your new friends have lied to you, but somehow they're gonna get you through the trial, right? I wish Freddy were here.
Me too.
Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails, not a breeze. I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen.
Use our power on ourselves.
I'll embrace the fire as it burns deep inside, bright enough to guide me, an ocean defied. But as I burn, they've all turned away one by one. In the end, am I alone? Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails, no breeze. I am drifting cold water, no star to be seen.
We're the Avatar.
Where in vain you do not sail in vain. In my heart you'll remain. I do not sail in vain.
Yeah, we literally are the Avatar. Like, straight up.
Okay, here we go.
Eat one of the cookies.
Hello?
Oh, Grace, there you are. Everyone is already waiting for you on Olympus.
I thought that, yeah, I thought this was Olympus.
This was Olympus.
Not this office building. My word, no. Welcome to Old Olympus, dear.
Ooh. Very cool.
A real place?
It's the memory of a real place, which for us is the same thing.
Interesting.
Let's begin, shall we?
We fight. Fight for change. Fight for change. Fight for change.
Brothers, sisters, everyone, look around you. We few who remain fled to this new land to escape the war, but we are not out of danger. I waited to tell you until I was certain, and now I am. The idols are dying.
Don't you know how you know that?
It will not be long before even our immortality deserts us. The time for extreme measures has arrived.
Yeah, are you sure?
How do you know it's true? How can you be so certain?
Each time we pass on our Eidolon, we become a little less. It is, however, not solely that. I have had Hecate researching the matter for decades, and her results are conclusive. We are diminishing. I am at this trial to tell you that, as always, I will look out for you. I will save you. Trust in me, Pallas Athena, daughter of Zeus and leader of the chorus, and I will do anything it takes to keep you all alive.
You'll do anything? It must be difficult. Feeling as if everything is on your shoulders, and yours alone. One moment of weakness and it all falls apart. You've been doing this for so long, you don't even know how to stop, do you?
Oh, dear child, why on earth would I stop?
Because what you've done is wrong. If it wasn't, then why not come clean? Go on. Tell them about Apollo's prophecy. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives. Isn't that how it goes?
It's true.
Do I need to accuse her? I don't think I need to straight up accuse her.
If there's any threat to the survival of the idols, Athena, it's you.
I get that's like the
I'm
same
willing
thing.
to bet this isn't about the prophecy. No, really. This is about you staying in control.
That's not what I wanted
How
either.
dare you?
How dare me? Who murdered Calliope? Who tried to murder me? Why keep it all a secret?
She'll just tell us the truth.
Tell them.
Yes, it's me. It's me. Of course, it's me. The one who gets it done. Don't you see? It had to be. You all turn away when I got the fish. Then you cry, hooray, once it's on the dish. That's how we do this. Yes, we. Yes, you and me. I have always cared for you. I'll always do all these things for you. All these things that you are not prepared to do.
You say you care, Athena, look around. The way you care grinds these idols down. From up above, you played your puppet show. You called it love. Athena, did you know you're turning them to ghosts?
Sorry, little bird, time to bring your neck.
Little girls.
Seems like a theme here. I grabbed the brass ring, but then what to do? A great shiny throne, but still in the darkness. Kill her today, and Athena, that's you too.
Of course you would make it all about you.
Still, Athena, I'm glad you were here to see how someone grew.
None of you see. So it's down to me. It's fine. I'll take all the blame. I'll take all the pain. you see it all. You just see a scrap. You wanna make the call. You need to hold the map. You cloistered children. It's time for you and all who stand with you. Yes, you too. Form a queue. Time to follow through. Tell me that your mind can't hear a single voice of doubt. All I hear is multitudes in one united shout. Let this go, Athena, and the next thing you'll see the idols wiped out. I didn't know how lost I was until you found me. I was so low I nearly withdrew. Now I'm here because she inspired me. Really, Pan, you?
The way I see it, if you have to take Grace, then you definitely have to take me.
Of course, it's me. Because of me, this prophecy would come to be. My Olympus is gone, and you're all looking on at a stranger wearing my face. My Olympus is gone. Now I'm some other one. Just how long has she been in place? You set off hoping you could get to somewhere right, but it's been too many years since the mainland was in sight. There was a voice in me that shouted, Athena, you be strong. Be strong. No cost is great enough. It was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong, and now I don't know what the right thing is. I leave it up to you what to do with this.
I can't punch her. No, I couldn't do that.
All these years you ruled this place. I think it's time you made some space. Enough of you
go. Fresher hands should steer this boat and sail it to something new.
It would really just be anarchy, honestly.
Are you
Definitely
finished?
the coolest trial
We've been
ever.
talking forever.
Wait, no.
We're done, yes.
Hard to
And
compare to Phoenix, right? Not fair comparison.
so you're in charge now, I'm guessing.
For the moment. But this is one throne I won't be holding on to for long.
What does that mean?
It means we are disbanding the chorus. Not only that, we have decided to reveal ourselves to the mortal world.
Why that?
You're
Why
planning to
that
tell
thing?
everyone what we really are? Isn't that risky?
It won't be right away, so those who are too fearful can go into hiding. But it's time. No more laws, no more secrets.
Then what'll happen?
You all agreed to this? No argument?
Oh, we don't do anything without argument, dearest.
Wasn't it you, Grace, who said we should stop living in the past?
Well, sure, but I didn't think you were listening.
What can I say? I'm trying something different. Plus, this is what Calliope was fighting for.
Calliope would definitely approve.
I thought Polish government was streaming like the same was doing. That's not a court. That's not trials. It's not the same thing. Though it is actually just there's so meme worthy. It's phenomenal. I think we're saying, yeah, you know, could be.
If there's no chorus, does that mean idols just do whatever they want?
As much as anyone can.
What about Medusa? I hate to think what she's gonna do.
Medusa has offered to live in the reliquary. Frankly, I think she's relieved.
As for the rest of us, we'll be subject to mortal authorities and their laws.
These authorities. Do you think we could ask them about Hephaestus?
Yes. Yes, I imagine we could.
Yeah, no kidding. We should definitely deal with that. We should have gone to free him a long time ago.
What about Athena? She can't be okay with this.
She won't fight it. She said, and I quote, "Whatever your decision, I will abide by it."
That's a switch.
The fight's just not in her anymore. She was so certain she was doing the right thing.
It must be tearing her apart now that she's failed.
Well, we'll see how long this new Athena lasts.
Yeah, I can't believe you're so ready to give up that chair.
It won't be a hardship. Athena wore the fabric rather thin.
You know what I mean.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I would have been proud to serve in your chorus, sister.
Thank you, brother. Truly. I'd like a moment alone with Grace. Well, you did it, Grace. The trial has come and gone, and you're still standing.
Hooray, we live. Damn right.
I'm still standing, sure, but not everyone made it.
No, but your friend cared for you deeply. I wager she'd be thrilled by your success.
Oh, probably. You defeated the goddess of wisdom with a song. Top 40 material, Grace.
Top 40? Oof, that's quite the imagination.
What can I say? Freddy was an optimist.
Yes, that was the very end of last stream. was
we
very
left
sad.
things at an awkward point, didn't we? Between us, I mean.
I really feel like we should be friends instead of anything else, because, like, we don't actually know each other at all. But at the same time, then I get no romance, so... I mean, you could always break it off later.
You said you didn't know if you could do this.
As did you.
When everything was on the line, you were there. I can do this just fine.
Good. That's good. I mean, I'd like that.
The romance, though. The romance! Oh!
Ready to go out and face the music,
see.
Grace?
Always.
Well, you can completionist stuff whenever you want to.
Of course you're both here. In my apartment. Why wouldn't you be?
We were waiting for you.
I'm told the concert went well. How do you feel?
I'm exhausted.
Somehow the Oracle has managed to get a recording of every show you've done. I believe she's a bit starstruck.
You can tell her it's okay to come in person. She's on the list.
That would require her to get out from behind her screens.
Everyone here has also been busy. Would you like to hear the latest?
Yes.
Is there any word yet on Aphrodite and Eros? They left the city a while ago.
Eros sent word, yes. Aphrodite has started a spiritual retreat in the mountains?
Let's call it a cult.
Whatever it is, he says it's been helping her. Being the goddess of love to the world once more has at last brought her peace.
I thought for sure they'd go into hiding. Aphrodite fears mortals more than any other idol, doesn't she?
Hence why she surrounded herself with only those who shower her with adoration.
As I recall, sister, you also headed several cults across the centuries.
The Eleusinian mysteries weren't about shoring up my ego, Apollo.
What about Venus? Did she go with them?
The mortal? I don't believe so. Last I heard, she opened a gallery. Aphrodite's become her patron.
Oh, that's nice.
Venus has painted most of the idols. I sat for her last week, in fact. It's made her rather successful.
I'd like to know what you've been up to, Persephone.
Because I have no
I'm
idea,
thinking about
apparently.
selling the club, actually.
The underworld? Really?
I have the real thing, after all. I don't need a substitute.
Plus, she's been busy helping all the idols remaining at Olympus. Quite unexpected.
Why is it unexpected? I was the last leader of the chorus. This is my responsibility. Also, I wanted to free up some of my time. For you, Grace.
For me?
You've been on tour so much with your concerts, I thought perhaps you could use some company.
Aw, you miss
If I didn't know better, I'd say somebody misses me.
Don't be ridiculous. I'd simply like to try something new. Fine. I do miss you. A little.
What about you, Apollo? Still planning on leaving the city?
Soon, I think. All the attention on the idols is proving rather taxing.
Ooh, running away again, brother.
I suppose you could say that. Really, I just came by to see Grace and apologize one last time.
I
Apologize.
told you you don't need to keep doing that.
Yes, well, I'm glad things worked out as they did. You'll all be fine without me.
Okay.
You know, one day you will learn, brother. Not today, but someday.
Has anyone heard about Athena? It's been a while.
The revelation of the idols to the mortal world went far better than she could have dreamed. I think it shook her.
Well, she was wrong about a great many things.
As the goddess of wisdom,
Still wearing a toga.
that's not an easy realization. So she left. Back to the old world.
Back to the old world? It's a long way to travel by herself.
Airplane.
I asked her to go. There's so many of us who went missing during the war. The idols going public might bring them out of hiding. Athena wanted to leave, and this gave her a purpose. We'll see if anything comes of it.
That'd be cool.
What about Hecate and Asterion? Are they still at the reliquary?
Hecate leave the reliquary? I'd sooner believe the sun would go out.
It doesn't hurt that they seem enraptured with each other's company.
Asterion is all Hecate is willing to discuss. Do I need to know every detail of his sexual prowess?
Oh goodness.
I do not.
Oh, goodness
Didn't
gracious.
Hecate say it is written that she and the Minotaur would eventually break up?
Well, eventually, for Hecate could be centuries from now.
In the meantime, she gushes about her new boyfriend like a schoolgirl.
You should hear Asterion, then. His gushing puts hers to shame. I'm happy for them both.
That's nice.
And Medusa? I take it she's no longer at the reliquary.
She was. For a few months.
There was an incident involving Hecate's new cat.
Why?
Oh no.
Medusa was beside herself with apologies, but needless to say, she moved on rather quickly. We're not certain where.
Meaning what? Medusa is roaming the streets? Doing whatever she likes?
Not quite.
Medusa believed she might not be able to control her appetite, so she asked us to put her in contact with the mortal government. They took her somewhere.
She became an
It was her decision.
assassin.
The government is grateful. They even suggested we might see Hephaestus again.
Oh,
Aphrodite's
jeez.
husband? He's alive?
So it appears. Who knows what he's been doing for the mortals since the war, but it would raise all our spirits to see him again.
Is Hermes still around? I'm surprised they're not here with the rest of you.
Well, we've barely seen them of late.
Hermes has been busy. They've become a social media darling, or so the oracle tells me.
That's
The
fitting.
truly amusing part is that they're not even trying to be famous. They simply can't help it.
Hermes likes to people please, it's true.
Hopefully it won't backfire on them. Fame is a double-edged sword.
Hermes lives a charmed life. Never fear.
Well, it's odd seeing their face on so many billboards, but I agree. Let Hermes have their fun.
What about Pan? I haven't seen him since the trial.
No one's seen him.
Should we be worried? It is Pan, and what he does will reflect on us all.
Pan is harmless.
Mostly harmless.
As far as I can tell, he did regret his involvement in Calliope's death. He'll lay low. At least for a time.
He'll be back with some new scheme to make us all groan.
You're not wrong.
That's all the things, I guess.
I still can't believe it's all over.
Oh, it's scarcely over, Grace. Now that you've toppled the castle, it's barely just begun.
Oh, I didn't do that.
On the contrary, you absolutely did.
Kicked over Athena's sandcastle.
Perhaps we should leave you alone, Grace. You must be tired from your trip.
Perhaps a round of drinks at the underworld, in Calliope's honor.
Yes.
I'd like that, actually.
Apollo, perhaps we could meet you there?
Yeah, of course. I'll go on ahead.
Okay, six-pack.
I have something I'd like to say.
Oh, yeah?
Another song.
What often comes with heartbreak, leaving the fears you nested in. Take your broken pieces and assemble a life that you are proud to retribution, you and I. I'm queen of the underworld, but you, Grace. I've regained more than I could hope for. In your name, I will lead the dead. The scars I have collected won't define me. A mighty future lies ahead. You and I, Grace, together victorious. There's nothing to stop us now.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, no choices in that song though. Right, yeah, I got 3 Chivos. Chivos! Oh my gosh. Well, that was incredible. I still wish it was longer, but I guess I understand why it couldn't be. I absolutely agree with you, Kira. You can definitely see in Act 3 they were not as in-depth. I think Act 1 was the longest by far. And Act 3 was very much like, all right, cool, gonna wrap some stuff up. You made some important decisions. Let's do this. Act 3 is basically like all the most important decisions all at once. Yeah, for sure, definitely budget drying up. I'm sure they would have loved to do a lot more, but they did hit all like the right notes basically. Though I will say, like, it's a musical. It's not a mystery because basically there's a lot of foreshadowing. There's a lot of things that are implied, things like etc. But there isn't, like, you can't really solve it ahead of time because literally at the beginning of Act 3, well, not even the beginning, almost the beginning of Act 3, like literally the ghost shows up and tells you, oh, it was Athena. Oh, okay. Which is near impossible. No, musicals can be great, but this is probably one of the best musicals I've seen. It's amazing. Love the songs. Love them. Definitely want to play this another time, but I won't do it on stream. The reason why for that is because I want you all to support these people if you want to see more. Same thing with what I did with Slay the Princess. We covered a lot of stuff, but not only, by the way, for Slay the Princess, not only is there going to be like a free expansion coming out that's going to extend upon a bunch of chapters and more stuff is going to happen in there, and I cannot wait to try that. Not only is that going to be more, but like that's great. That means all of the stuff I showed, it's going to be different. Yeah, there's like, it's not like the big full like double the content or anything like that, but yeah, there's a mention of it in the Steam updates. It's on the Steam updates. You'll look on Steam, they'll tell you about it. But yeah, no, it sounds really awesome. It's not going to come out for a little while anyways, so. But still, that's very exciting, and I really want this game and that game, both obviously, like games like this, to be like as successful as possible. So that's part of why I'm like, I'm not going to go into every single little possible difference, every single little possible detail, and not on stream. On my own time, absolutely. But all y'all who want to see more, definitely this is the part where I'm like, please, if you can and you want to, please support this, because my god, could you imagine another like musical type game? Could you imagine some more games with like mechanics like this just becoming more popular? That would be incredible. I would love that so much. So yeah, that's my I guess my advertisement for them that I'm not gonna get paid for, obviously, because that's not why I advertise things. I advertise things because I like them. I don't think I would like advertising things because someone paid me. I think that would make me sad. Then it wouldn't be real anymore, you know? But yeah. That was just so good. There was so many good things about it. Like, literally the characterization overall was phenomenal. I really feel like they were gonna do more with Calliope and more with like you getting parts of her memories back slowly, but they definitely ran low on time for some of the things. Like, they probably had to have her show up and just tell you about the prophecy and tell you what happened, because there was too much to like have you slowly discovered on your own. There were definitely a bunch of parts where it was like, you can't have gotten from A to Z. There wasn't a choice. There wasn't a, oh, do I want to try to explore this section or this section? It's like, we have to confront Athena. That was the only choice. The choices were gone. There were more choices in Act 1 and Act 2, and if games like this get more money, they can have more things like that and more choices and better and more acts. So I would love to see something like this again. Is it our plot? Yep. Well, not really. Not really. It's really more like Avatar also, except like a dark version of Avatar, The Last Airbender. Because like this definitely reminded me of like Korra. It had a lot of Korra vibes of just like strong, independent, didn't have a choice, also the memories, and also like, oh, well, we won't get into Korra spoilers, actually, because there's actually still a lot of people who haven't seen Korra, despite the fact that it is it's kind of older now, and y'all should definitely watch Korra. Actually, it's not the same as the original, but it's different and still very, very good. But yeah, so I can't really spoil it, but if you saw Korra, you would be like, oh my god, there's so much exact stuff for Avatar in here, which isn't bad. I love that plot and I love stuff like it, and I think it's really cool. Got annoyed in the final 10 episodes. Oh. Well, I mean, I don't know why. I mean, it's hard to watch a show like that end. Well, yeah, the final assault. That's true. Korra came out at a weird time. But also a lot of people I found really just wanted Aang Part 2. They didn't really want to see a new Avatar who was different. And I think a lot of people really struggled to accept that. But honestly, more than anything, what Korra suffered from not being given like the go-ahead to make more seasons at the same time. The villain from their first season was hands down one of their best. And they were told they were only going to get one season, but then people actually still loved it. It got popular enough. Oh, you're actually getting another season. So they're like, oh man, because like they didn't really, like, they brought up a lot of really amazing, really interesting points about like benders versus non-benders. And then they just had to stop bringing that up ever again. Totally solved, LOL, because you can't talk about it anymore because then the villain will be the same as the previous villain. So, and they still managed to come up with a lot of different amazing villains. But the fact that this kept happening to them every single season, they were just like, okay, this is your last season though. Make it one more good season. And then they did. Again, for 4 seasons, I believe. I think it was 4 seasons. And they, again, it's insane. No, it wasn't like, oh yeah, you're gonna get 3 more. It was literally like every single time they were told that it was only gonna be 1 more. So they made a story that would wrap up in a season always. So they couldn't have this like long running adventure with a lot of different things and stuff. And you can't have some of those really important moments that we had with like Aang and the gang, where you have like not just world building, but character building moments, where you have some of these like side episodes. Like so much had to involve the main plot because you couldn't just have everything be about Amon, even though they could have done that for at least 3 seasons. I mean, even just 2 seasons of that would have been incredible and made a huge difference. But nope, have a lot of opinions about that. And a lot of people have a lot of opinions in general about various aspects of it. Oh, it's kind of hard to see this game go already. Already had so many good memories with it. Like, now I'm sad. I think I'm sadder than at the end of Act 2 because I honestly just wanted more game. I don't even know what I'm gonna play next week. Day is next week. I'm gonna be back, right? Yeah, I should be back. Yeah, I should be back next week. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be streaming on Tuesday because I'm not sure if I'm gonna be back in my city, but we'll see. I don't know. Yep. At the weekend. Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles is just sad because you're like, no, I wanted more game. Like, that's the best feeling to have. To just want more. It really is. But I don't know. All you can do is support it and hope for more things like it in the future. But at the same time, celebrate it for being the unique thing it is. But at the same time, I also know that the designers must have learned so much by making this game, and if they were to make something else, even if it should be something different, but something that has learned from the mechanics in this and the storytelling aspects of it, I think that they would be able to do something even cooler that even just kind of plays on some of this. The Dragon Age DNA? Yeah. I mean, the way that they had the choices work, it makes sense. Like, it wasn't exactly that thing, and I'm glad the romances work different, for sure. But at the same time, yeah, a lot of the choices, the biggest part of the choices that made it very BioWare was like, you click on one thing and then the character says something kind of different or with a different tone than you expected, and you're like, oh, whoops. Which is why I really liked, at minimum, when they had the red, blue, green, because when they had those, I knew what emotion it was going to be. Like, almost always, I knew what kind of emotion was going to be, and like, sometimes with red, I'm like, oh, I didn't expect it to be that harsh, or I didn't expect it to go that direction, but at least I knew what emotion it was going to be. But because only sometimes they showed up, and I know it was a thing, like, oh, we block you off so that way you want to play again to see other things, and that's cool, I totally get that. But also sometimes I felt like I was picking the red option, but there wasn't an indicator that it was the red option just because they didn't want to block it off. They wanted you to be able to choose. So I feel like I'd really like to hear the game designers' like opinions on having those, like that character trait thing. And then why did they give me a second one? Is it because, like, did they feel like they needed to give you a second one to make sure that you had access to more options? Yeah, they were literally color themed, but some of them didn't have colors, but it still felt like it was a colored option, just so they didn't, like I said, like probably block it off to people. But that's also why I think they gave you the second trait, because like it kind of comes out of nowhere and then they give it to you, and now it's just like, did they do this because they wanted to make it so guaranteed that you'd always have an option to pick, because now you always have 2 out of 3, so now it's easier for them to make sure that like you don't have no option to pick? No, the colorless options are like, no, everything is not color coded. Like their question mark ones are the explore option, at least, that generally don't mean you're making a decision, but there was a lot of text that was just white. It had no symbol or anything next to it. It was just white text, and it was still, and sometimes it was making a decision and sometimes it wasn't. And that wasn't super clear, which is fine because it's dialogue. It doesn't need to be clear. You can kind of go with what's natural, but at the same time, then there was no tone indicators for that. Like in the songs, everything was color coded, yeah, but they also didn't block you from picking any choices. So I think that's why that happened. They definitely don't. Like, most of the text is white. Again, it's only the songs that always have colors, but most of the text in the game isn't colored. Because like even at the very end, I had the one where it was just like, oh, I wish Freddy was here. It was none of the colors, none of the colored options, and I get that it was meant to be something else. That's fine. Signal your growth as a character. Yeah, okay, they're signaling our growth. Like, I totally agree with that. but I still don't think that that's necessarily true. I still think that they did it due to limitations on how many options they wanted to give you, especially since they basically made it so they could only ever present 3 options at a time, which I think made things very difficult for them to just only always have 3 options. And I especially noticed this when you clicked on like the question mark one, and then like another thing showed up behind it, and then another thing showed up behind that. Like that one is pretty obvious. And I know that makes it easier for controllers, and it also does make it easier for people to actually feel strong making one decision or another, instead of just having like a bunch of different options that end up really just kind of being really similar to each other. I totally understand that. But yeah. I don't know. It's definitely interesting. Like I said, I would love to hear like what some of like the mechanics behind it, what some of the devs did for sure. Yes, yeah, exactly. When you have to make the dialogue really short to fit on the wheel, and because it's a wheel and because it's only 3 options, yep, you definitely can lose tone. But also I feel like they lost an opportunity to just like use more emojis to indicate tone. But not always work. That doesn't always work, because there was definitely the like, cause like with the Athena one, there was like accuse her, and I'm like, I don't need to accuse her. But then there was other one that was just like, something about Calliope, and it's just like, you did this, and I'm like, that sounds literally like an accusation. I don't need to write. I'm not writing an email to anyone. I'm gonna check YouTube maybe, and then I'll go from there. Yeah. I have talked a lot. Well, because, yeah, at this point, you don't really end up with that. Yeah, I honestly love emojis. I love emojis next to dialogue. I think emojis in general are one of the most important parts of communicating in text, and I look forward to one day seeing them in books, I guess, but it'll be different. Who knows? I think for the most part, instead of seeing emojis in books, though, you're really just going to read comics. Yeah, seemingly cool option, just threatening an innocent man. Yep. Yeah, sometimes it suffers from that. And there's also like the downside of picking a trait in general, which is the same thing with the downside of like Renegade versus Paragon, is like you feel pulled to a direction to roleplay the character that you've chosen. And in the Paragon versus Renegade thing specifically is because like you literally, if you don't go hard in one direction or another, the ending you get ends up being like kind of meh. The roleplay you get is kind of meh, because it shows that you're kind of wishy-washy, or like it just kind of gives you the thing. So filler dialogue you didn't pick. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, that's clever. That's very clever. I definitely like if they do that. Like have some dialogue that doesn't show up unless you're role-playing a certain way. That's definitely cool. I mean, a lot of games also do this with just like having backgrounds. Like Dragon Age also did this by being like, oh, what's your race? What's your class? What's your background? Surprise things show up. I still need to finish Dragon Age Origins. Definitely something on my list of things to do, but unfortunately, I can't spend my whole break playing video games. I have to also be productive. But yeah. Let us move to this screen, because I am actually beyond exhausted today. Despite the fact that, you know, it's basically the end. She's gonna raise some more kids. How traumatized are you? I mean, it's a little bit about trauma, but like you also do have some camaraderie with like elves have camaraderie with elves, but yeah, also there's a lot of trauma in there. Or sometimes it's like, what kind of trauma do you have? Because there's lots of different kinds of trauma. It comes in a variety of colors and flavors. But yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely don't forget the elf starting segment, but that's only the town elf. So you're still an elf. You still get elf options, whether or not you're a town elf or a woods elf. But yeah, it's the whole thing. But anyways, so yeah, I'm not sure how you thought it was all in color, because definitely, yeah, I don't know how it's interesting. Some interesting synesthesia there. But yeah, so I have to go for the night. I need to lie down and relax and hopefully catch up on some sleep that I desperately need. And we'll go from there. Like I said, I'm not sure I'll be back on Tuesday. I guess I will let you guys know if I'm not going to be streaming on Tuesday. We'll figure it out. I'm sure a lot of people honestly won't be available then anyway. So good night, everyone. If I don't see, well, actually, I won't see you before Christmas. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all of those things. And I'll see you after that particular specific holiday that is kind of Christian and also kind of like not anymore. So I will definitely have some hydrates and stretches after I end this